few weeks ago, I recommended an exciting little company. It's called Everbridge, and it was done as a homework item. These guys make critical event management software. Don't worry, you're going to learn what that means. It allows enterprises and governments to stay in touch with employees, customers, business partners when something horrible happens. Think about, yes, a terrorist attack, natural disaster. Since then, the stock has caught fire, with most of the move coming today after Everbridge reported a beautiful blowout quarter last night, sent the stock surging 13.5%. Deserving. Now, when I recommend Everbridge, I also issued an open invitation to its new CEO to come visit us, explain what his business does in his own words. So let's take a closer look with David Meredith. He's the CEO of Everbridge, to get a better read on his company in the wake of this magnificent set of results. Mr. Meredith, welcome to Mad Money.
Thanks,
Good to see you, sir.
Great to see you.
Thank you. David, I got to tell you, when we knew that your earnings were coming up, so we're always reluctant to say, look, this is good. But we looked at the company, and I hate to say it, but there are enough crises in the world, there are enough worries about terrorist events that we figured it kind of had to happen, and it did.
Well, Jim, thanks for having me.
Sure.
We're a mission-driven company, and our mission is to keep people safe and keep businesses running faster. So that's why we're all here. That's why we work so hard. And unfortunately, because of what's happening, if you look back from 2000 till now, you see a 30x increase in man-made attacks, a 20x increase in cyber attacks, 2x increase in natural disasters. So increasingly, it's not a question of if a company will be impacted by some sort of a critical event, but when and how severe and how prepared can they be. Now, the thing that's really exciting and why we're starting to see a lot of adoption accelerate is because now that the system's in place as a unified operating platform, we're able to drive business returns, return on investment through a lot of different use cases because the system's always on, always running, helping your company be more efficient in addition to protecting your employees. So it's good for your people, but it's also good business.
Okay, so let's use a crisis, the coronavirus. I don't want it. Nobody wants it. A company might get it. What do we do?
Yeah, so the coronavirus is very serious, and we're getting a lot of activity with our Everbridge network and our customers. In recent weeks, we've had almost 6 million communications or messages specifically about the coronavirus with our companies, or especially our multinationals, trying to coordinate, manage their supply chain, making sure there's not a disruption in the supply chain, trying to look and see where their employees have been, mapping to where the virus has been, to see other issues they need to manage. So they need to have people work from home. So it's really helping our companies. And I want to thank you because the show and CNBC, I think, has been really out in front on educating the public on the coronavirus.
Thank you. Now, okay, so let's take that a step further. Tim Cook, I've got employees all over the world. I've got 6 or 7 factories that are suppliers to me in this area of Wuhan, which you can't get to. How would I use my I know, or let's pick a client. Goldman has employees in China. What do you do? How do you contact them?
So let's talk about critical event management.
Okay.
Start with what is a critical event? A critical event, first of all, there's things that you care about. So you've got your employees, your assets, your offices, your supply chain, your customers, and your brand, because these can ultimately affect your reputation as a company. Those are things that you care about. On the other hand, you have things that can affect those in a negative way. Could be a natural disaster, could be weather, could be coronavirus. So what we do is first of all, we have a single pane of glass with over 22,000 risk data elements that are certified. Okay. So we're getting data from all over the world, social media, the weather, the CDC, our Everbridge network of customers. So we've got people monitoring, experts monitoring 24/7 in multiple operations around the world. We also have artificial intelligence and machine learning going through all that data.
So in other words, Verizon couldn't do it. They couldn't compete. Because I was thinking, hey, listen, I get this alert. There's a storm. I mean, that's not that sophisticated. You're talking about very sophisticated.
It starts with the data, because you've got to know, where are my assets? I've got a supply chain in China, or I have people that are traveling to another country. Where are those people, and where is the threat? And when those two overlap, that is a critical event. So we start with 22,000 data elements, and then we take all the assets of a company, so a Goldman Sachs or a Microsoft, and we're mapping, here's all of your supply chain, here's all of your employees. And then we're able to keep track of the employees even when they're traveling. Okay. So right now, today, we're integrated with almost 100 other software providers. So when I checked in here today at the building with your visitor management system, we're integrated with the visitor management system. If you've got an active shooter detection, we're integrated with that.
I was going to say the active shooter is the one that what would it say on my cell phone? How would I know about an active shooter or a gas leak?
So we communicate through 100 different modalities. It could be through a message, it could be voice, it could be through the app. And so if there's the active shooter detection system is triggered, that's automatically going to trigger a digitized set of protocols for what happens when you're in that situation. And then the system kicks in and does it in an automatic way. And you would get a message right away.
Why would my life insurance not insist that I have this as something, as a caveat to be able to keep me from a terrible, tragic event?
That is the first question I asked Jim when I joined the company.
Right.
So we're reaching out to the insurance companies now to talk to them about this might be something you want to factor in terms of your insurance costs. And we're getting traction. So just this last quarter, one of the leading consulting firms around risk management for companies, they've been in business 45 years, called Control Risks. They just launched a new practice called Critical Event Management Practice Area.
Oh,
so this is
okay.
this whole category we pioneered about 3 years ago, but it's growing very rapidly. And more, if you're on the board of directors or if you're the CEO of a company, people are saying, are we prepared when something happens we're not ready for?
Okay, so let's take Marvin Ellison, the unbelievably great CEO of Lowe's. I guess he wants to know where his employees are for all those different stores.
Absolutely. And in the case of Lowe's, we're doing some really good operational use cases. So we're also integrated with their IT management. So if they have an IT outage, which is another form of a critical event, we're able to hopefully prevent the IT outage or dramatically reduce the downtime. And the numbers we're seeing at Lowe's already are very significant in terms of the improvement. It's incredibly expensive to have downtime for your operation. And that could come from a cyber attack, or it could just come from other type of IT outage.
All right, well, one last question, David. Who are your competitors?
Well, it's a great question. So we've pioneered this space, critical event management. And usually when we go into a company, they're trying to piece it together themselves. They're getting 5 or 6 different pieces. They're trying to do it. We mainly have point solution providers. So one of the things that we've really gotten good, if you look at the last quarter, we had a breakout quarter for CEM. We doubled quarter over quarter our CEM deals. Critical event management. And what's happening is we're replacing 3 or 4 or 5 other vendors with one platform. And it's a cost saving. And now we're doing it, Jim, for entire countries. So in the fourth quarter, we actually won the country of Peru. So now we've won 4 countries in Europe, Australia, Singapore, Peru. And the European Union is going to mandate that all EU countries have to have a platform like this in place by June of 2022. So we're very well positioned.
You have a great roadmap. You've built a terrific company. These are the kind of companies I'm so glad we do the homework. You watch the show. You come on. More people get in the stock, which is what they should do because you're very early in your growth. That's David Meredith, CEO of Everbridge. Mad Money's back after the break.
Don't miss a second of Mad Money. Follow @Jim Cramer on Twitter. Have a question? Tweet Cramer. #MadTweets. Send Jim an email to madmoney@cnbc.com or give us a call at 1-800-743-CNBC. Miss something? Head to madmoney.cnbc.com.